I got a new camera, which is nice. I spent too much on it, but that's okay. I want to start doing that film thing, so that's what I'm going to do. And I have to hold it, so that's not fun either. I'm going to have to definitely get something to put it on. However, I wanted to talk about relationships and how that I've been seeing them go down recently and over my time on Facebook, and we all know that I'm going to revert back to Facebook a lot because that's just what I do. So, anyways, let's start with the problems caused because of Facebook. First of all, if your girlfriend or boyfriend likes a picture of someone of the opposite sex, it's not because they want to fuck them right then and there. It could just because they like the way the picture was taken, they like the caption, they like something. It doesn't always mean they want to bang them immediately. It's not what it means. And the worst with that I see is when someone likes a status and then the boyfriend or the girlfriend comes in and comments on it and says it's stupid just because they liked something that someone else said. Facebook is causing, straighten that out. Facebook is causing so much jealousy and problems. And then I'll get the statuses. I'll see the ones where they kind of talk. They're talking about each other, but they never use each other's name. Like, ugh, just wish I could be home alone with you know who. And like, if you have a problem with your significant other, tell them. Don't post a status on Facebook that is definitely about them, and they know it's about them, and then they just have to read it, and then they always end up liking it, and they'll be the only person that liked it, or like 3 of her other girlfriends will like it. Just there's no communication anymore. Like, we have all of these windows of communication and opportunity to connect with one another, but we never use them. When we have problems, we subtly go about working at them, but we never try to fix them. Sorry. So if you have a problem with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, just talk to them, you know? A lot of things can be settled if you sit down and talk. You don't need to just if you constantly sit there and complain about them when they're not around and you don't ever work at fixing it, you're never gonna fix it. So that's a problem that I see a lot, definitely. Also, I see, and unfortunately, sorry females, this is more directed towards you, I see a lot of times where a guy will be obviously flirting, and you don't stop it. If you're in a relationship with somebody, and somebody flirts with you, and you just send, like, a smiley face back, or just like, oh, thanks, that's so nice, like, I understand a compliment. Sure, if they're complimenting you, that's nice of them. I can respect that. But when it's obviously flirting and you just kind of send like a little smiley face or, oh, thank you so much, you're so nice, that's not right. And guys, if that happens to you, don't do it either, because it's not right. Like, there is such a thing as verbal cheating, and it's not there, I will tell you it's not there, but it's crossing into that spectrum. So if a guy's talking to you in a way that he shouldn't be when you're with somebody, say something about it. It's not good. Another thing, let's see where to go from here, that I see on Facebook anyways, because that's all I ever do. I think that covers that, so let's jump into something else that's a problem with relationships right now. Friend zoning. This topic has been talked to death, but I want to briefly touch upon it. It's bad. Of course it's bad. When a guy, and let me just give you a breakdown of what always happens, and it happens every time. I see statuses constantly from girls, and I know they're bullshit, but I read them and they just crack me up, because I can't wait for my Prince Charming, or I just wish somebody would be real, or I want something real. Yet you get with a different guy every other week because you never pick the right one. And then you want us to feel sorry for you, and why should we feel sorry for you when you purposely don't do it? Like, you purposely don't help yourself when you pick the guy that's an asshole, and you know he's an asshole, and you do it anyways, and I don't know if you hope you can change him, I think that's what a lot of it is. I think a lot of the girls out there feel like they can change him from being an asshole into something better. But you're not going to. It's not going to happen. Sorry to break it to you. It's not happening. So what happens during a friend zone is a guy will meet a girl. He will really like her. He'll be super nice to her all the time, listen to all her problems. And she'll be, a lot of the time, she's dating someone else already, but sometimes she'll be single first. And then he'll be really nice to her, help her out with all her problems, and then she'll date a douchebag. And the entire time he'll tell her, you know, you gotta get out of that relationship, you're not happy, and she'll just be like, I know, poor me, boo-hoo, and she'll cry to him about it, and she will cry to him about it all the time, constantly complain, and then finally, she'll break up with the douchebag. And the guy's like, yes, finally, there's no way she can't pick me now. I've been so nice. I've helped her out with every situation possible. I've done her so many favors. And it still doesn't happen. She talks like it's going to happen. She pretends like it's going to happen, but it doesn't happen. She never picks the nice guy, and I'm still trying to figure out why this occurs so frequently, because it's not always a mean girl that does it. It could be a normal girl, completely normal, that does this. And I think it's somewhere written in our genetic code. What I think, I mean, I don't know. I know it's all of our instincts to breed, but to spread our seed, rather. To make sure that we reproduce. That's built into our genetics, and that's more for males. And that's why you get more males are assholes all the time, because it's built into their genetics. Their genetics is to sleep with as many people as possible and have as many children as possible. That's what we're designed to do. Some of us, however, this guy, doesn't care about that and just wants the one person to have the relationship and the emotional involvement with it. But I think some females get that genetic thing that they need to reproduce as well. So what happens is they get with all of these asshole people because they're the most attractive mates, per se, and they have sexual, I hate to sound like an old person saying this, but they have sexual relations with them, and when really it's just in their minds that that they need to reproduce. So what they do is they get the physically attractive gentleman to have the relationship. Well, actually, the sex side, and then the relationship part of it, the emotional part, comes from the friend. And that really needs to end. And I know it never will, but it needs to. You need to realize what you do to these people. Like, some people get strung along for a very long time, and it's not right. And like I said, I'm still trying to figure out exactly why that happens. I honestly don't know. But I do think it comes down to the genetics of wanting to reproduce, and they chose the more attractive mate, and they pick you for their emotional needs. You fill the emotional needs, the douchebag fills the sexual and physical needs. And relationships now, they always fail. They never work. And I wish, what I think it should be in a relationship is, unless they've cheated on you, or they burn down your grandmother's hand, crafted rocking chair, breaking up should not be an option, people break up over stupid little problems, and it's ridiculous, and they cry about it, and they're super upset about it, and then after you break up once, it takes one breakup, you're never the same. You can try to be, but you will never ever be the same as if you just stayed together for the whole time. That's why you see those couples that have been together 80 years. Do you think they took a break somewhere in there? No. Breaking up should never be an option if you guys are good together. It just shouldn't. That should not be a possibility. You should discuss your problems maturely and sit down and do it. And that's another thing. Taking breaks, okay? That's fucking retarded. Don't take breaks. Don't ever, if you love somebody and you care about them that much, there is not a damn thing in the world that would want to keep you away from them and want to be able to talk and see what it's like to be single again. Then you don't love them. It comes down plain and simple. If you want to be away from the person that you love, you don't love them. you guys obviously have fucking problems and you're not in love, because when you are in love, believe me, you want to spend every last second together. So relationships right now, and I know a lot of it's because the majority of my friends on Facebook, well, I wouldn't say the majority, but a good amount are still in high school, and goes back to the Facebook and the jealousy thing. But I just wish that relationships could be something more, and the physical attractive side shouldn't matter that much. It should be about emotionally taking care of each other and lasting. If the divorce rate is so high, and I think, you know what, and a lot of like, if we're getting into a little bit more of adult problems, a lot of the divorce rate is because of adjoined bank accounts. And I know that sounds silly, but it's true. I mean, think about it. How do you have the right, like, let's say your wife goes to work, 45 hours a week, and she makes all this money, and then you get mad at her because she spent your guys' money on a new purse? That isn't right. She went and worked for that and earned that purse. If she wants to buy the fucking purse, let her buy it. And this is the same for when I worked at GameStop. I cannot tell you how many times someone would go, well, let me call my girlfriend and make sure it's okay that I buy this game. Don't fucking control your significant others. And you don't even have to be married. It could actually be this age. Because I hear about people bitching about people spending each other's money all the time. If they earn that money, they can spend that money. The only time that that's a problem is when it interferes with bills. Like, if you guys can take care of your bills, have separate bank accounts. Just do it. I know it sounds like you're separating yourselves, but I am the biggest advocate of love and romance that you'll probably ever find. And I think you should have separate bank accounts. Just don't worry about the money thing. It's stupid. Let them spend their earned money. They work hard for that. So that's money's definitely a problem in relationships now. Trust is the big problem, and the fact that you can, back to Facebook, the fact that you can connect with so many people, and so many people can see your photos and what you look like and what you're doing all the time, and they can flirt with you and you kind of flirt back, and it's just, relationships are dead. They're dead. Even the ones that you think are never going to end, always end up ending. So I really, really hope that we can get back to the, I mean, I don't know if we ever have been. As a society, we've never been about relationships because of the genetic code to reproduce, and I hope that one day we evolve into something more, a little bit more caring of a species. So that's really all I gotta say about relationships, so peace out.